It's 7 o'clock. You all ready? It's now 3:34. We'll call the Human Resources Committee meeting of September 4th to order. A roll call, please.
Commissioner Collins,
Present.
Commissioner Cross,
Here.
Commissioner Darazinski,
Excused.
Commissioner Engel,
Here.
Commissioner Jagger,
Here.
Commissioner Longmire,
Present.
Commissioner Mahoney,
Here.
Commissioner Skolnick,
Here.
Commissioner Snyder,
Here.
Commissioner Wilkins,
Here.
Commissioner Plummer.
Here. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is approval of minutes of August 7th, 2012.
So moved. Second.
Been made and seconded. Questions and discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion passes. No time for public comment on agenda item. Anybody like to comment on one of our agenda items? Seeing none, we'll move on to items for consideration. HR 12/09-54.
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded by Engel and Cross. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, I looked your way, you had your hands
I'm
up.
not that fast, I can. Do you, anybody know if this is a defined benefit or a defined contribution under the retirement plan? Who probably knows? It's here. Thank you. Okay.
I guess we'll try to get that information for you before the work.
Okay. Thank you to that.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item, HR 12/09-55. Authorize community mental health director to sign
So
amendment.
moved. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Commissioner Snyder and Engel. Questions on the motion? Commissioner Jagger.
Could you explain what this program does? Is there anyone? One for the childless or non-pregnant childless adult waiver.
Julia.
State, yeah.
Julia Rupp, Executive Director, CMH. This is ABW, which is our contract with the state that pays for behavioral health care for persons who are not Medicaid eligible. And it comes up again later. This is just a contract amendment that they make to our annual contract. It provides behavioral health services to people that fall into that gap that aren't quite Medicaid eligible. It's the same, you know what Access Healthcare is? We do the behavioral health side. So that's what this is for. It pays for those folks.
Okay, and then, so this is all paid through Medicaid or whatever?
It pays through the ABW program, right? It's state dollars that pay for those services. This is just a contract amendment. They put some language in there about the financing audit and stuff.
Yeah, I think I was asking about the whole program really. And then, so there is no match or anything like that where
Not
when
any,
the whole contract will be, okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item, HR 12/09-56. Authorize community mental health director to sign. Motion's been made and seconded. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item, HR 12/09-57.
So moved.
Authorize.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item, HR 12/09-58. Authorize the community mental health director
So moved.
to sign.
Second.
Been made and seconded. Questions on the motion, Commissioner Jagger?
Was the bid originally on this for $62,000? And then the cost overrun, or was that grant used for something else? For most of it, or?
right, that, Julia Rupp, Executive Director, CMH. That is a $70,000 grant we got that's about to expire September 30th, and we didn't quite use all the funds. And so we want to we had used some of this money to make a video for adults talking about the recovery stories, and so the little bit of money we had left over, we're making one for children.
So most of the other 62,000?
Already been spent.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
But wait, one more thing. One more. Now, since you want to make a video, I see we had a lot of recommendations to use this company, I believe, but do we go out for bids normally under this, or is this company like contracted to always do our work, or for the video part of it, I believe? Is that the one, yeah.
John, you want to say something?
Well, we discussed this again at the Community Mental Health Board. It's a local company, and they made the video before, and it's the one that we thought would probably follow through in the best way.
Yeah, I did see they had a lot of recommendations from a lot of people. So, okay.
Any other questions? Commissioner?
Just a question, Julie, is this video something that we'll get to see?
Absolutely. We're actually going to be premiering it at our annual public hearing, which is a week from Wednesday. 5:30 at the CMH. But we could make it available at another time or for the commissioners in another way if you like.
How long is
It's
it?
15 minutes.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Commissioner Wilkins?
My question was, I would think the commissioners would need to see it first before it goes public, right? But maybe not.
Commissioners?
Well, I would just suggest that it's a CMH function, and we've done this in the past, and we didn't view the other one. There has been another one for adults. This one's for children. That one wasn't reviewed by this is part of a grant that comes from the state, and it's actually partly federal funded as well. So it's not something over which we have any. I don't want to become a movie critic. With all due respect.
I'm happy to share it. I mean, it's very, it's a very good video. It's people telling their personal stories about recovery from psychiatric disabilities.
I understand that. I'm just thinking if we saw it, we knew what it was all about when people talk to us about it, but it's fine.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is HR 12/09-59. Authorized.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Questions on the motion, Commissioner Jager?
Are we seeing a lot more homelessness now than what we had before? Because in here it says, project is consistent with the county consolidated plan for housing, the blueprint to end homelessness by, well, supposedly by 2016. How are we doing? And how much worse is it getting?
I'm probably the wrong question to ask this. There is a Muskegon County Continuum of Care that comes up with a homeless plan for the entire community. And we participate in that plan. That's how we are able to access some of these HUD funds. I can certainly get more information for you. I can't really speak to that today.
But yeah, because it'd be kind of nice to know if it is getting worse out there, how much worse it is getting.
I'll see what I can get for you.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item, HR 12/09-60. Authorized communal.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item, HR 12/09-61.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item, HR 12/09-62.
So moved.
Authorized community mental health.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item, HR 12/09-63, authorize community mental health director to sign contract with Megan Oakland.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Questions on the motion? Commissioner Jager.
You gotta give me a second here, but,
Give me time to catch my breath.
really. 54, the question I guess I have is, I don't know if I'm on the right one, I can't remember which one.
63.
Yeah, but I know I'm in there close anyway, but it says they're gonna be, I might be on. Let me just say.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah, well, it was the two on the houses that I was kind of thinking about.
That's not, that's
That's
next.
next.
Okay, then I'll have one there too, so, but I might have one here. I think I'll put this one. Okay, I'll let it go.
No other questions?
Yeah, I'm lost.
Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. HR 12/09-64, authorize community mental health director
So moved.
to sign the lease
Second.
renewal of the Indian. Motion been made. Second question on the motion. Commissioner Jager.
Yeah, on this one here, why don't we evaluate on the third year instead of finishing a 4-year contract and then now we're evaluating it? We're gonna do it one more year and evaluate. Why at the third year don't we evaluate whether they're doing their job or not?
Well, frankly, because I've only been here for 2 months.
Well, so it's your predecessor that was maybe having a problem.
Well, I think that there has been some question about whether or not this is the right way to best meet the needs of the people that live there, and so we're doing an evaluation right now, but because there are long-term tenants there, you can't move it very quickly. It'll take about a year to decide what's the best thing.
Oh, so it's not really necessarily maybe the housing or something
It's
like
the
that?
program
It's the
inside.
program itself that we're having.
That's right.
Oh, very good. Now, would this be the same price as what it was before?
Yes.
Okay. I think that's it.
Any other questions? on the
I
motion?
just
Commissioner
asked Julie,
Skolnick.
how many people live in this facility?
8.
Staff ratio.
8, you have 8 residents there,
Correct.
and there's somebody there 24/7 with them?
Correct.
Okay.
These are people that are, they're aged, they're getting up there in years, and it's pretty far away from us, so it's far from services. So we're just trying to figure out if that's the best way to continue to meet their needs or not, or if we should try to move them closer.
Just in getting back to the original question, I don't know how long we've been renting this Indian Bay home, but it's been as long as I can remember.
Many, many years, yes. Many.
Okay, I mean, it may be perfect for the residents, I have no idea, so.
Mr. Longmire.
Staff ratio up there in the Bay to clients.
I think there's at least 2 staff on at all times, but I'd have to double check to tell you for sure what it is. There might be more. These are pretty high-need clients.
Any questions? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item, HR 12/09-65.
Moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Questions on the motion? Commissioner Jager.
Only the one. Reevaluating this one too?
This one is a combination. First of all, this is the same landlord that gives us Indian Bay. And there have been some problems with the landlord at this particular location. So this is a combination of looking at the program and whether or not the site is meeting our needs, and also putting a little pressure on the landlord to do what he needs to do.
So you're more instigating this too?
Yes.
Since you come into office, you're doing this. Very good. Thank you.
Any questions? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is old business. Is there any old business? Any old business? Next item, any new business? Commissioner Longmire.
Chairman, on our county applications, I didn't see a area for military veterans for priority consideration for employment with the county. Is there any way we could add that to our county applications so military veterans can have that access to priority consideration on county applications?
I don't see why not. I'd have to, for that, county administrator, but it should be, I mean, it'd be nice if it was on there.
Because I know that since we do get some federal funding, that we should have that on there before someone says it becomes ugly in court or something like that, so.
Just let me comment. There is a veteran preference, but that applies to termination decisions. I'm not aware of a preference that applies to hiring decisions. But in part answer to your question, we can certainly put it on the application, I believe, and I can research whether or not there's any preference established in law, which at this point, because I'm not aware of any. But I can find out.
Yeah, I had a copy of that stated law, but I didn't bring it today.
I can find it.
I mean, most, if you think about it, most job applications always ask to do your veterans. They want to know if they have the experience and you're, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, that counts for something, so.
Right.
It'd be nice to have it on there.
Discharge.
Thank you. Is there any other new business? Mr. Jagger, did you?
Well, I kind of do, but I think I'll just wait and ask her. I don't know what this one was about, though, so
Oh,
I'll just ask her here in a minute.
all our new business, now time for public comment on a new topic. State your name, please.
Susie Hughes. I just wanted to say, I went to the purchasing and procurement workshop that he put on. It was excellent, very well attended, and it was very good. But, I found something out, and what made me think of it was Mr. Jager asked about putting things out to bids. And I don't know if you know this or not, but when things go out to bids, it costs the department that's asking for the bid to do that. They can make a decision themselves, or buy something themselves, or renew a contract. But if they have to go to purchasing and ask them to come up with a bid procedure and a bid, it costs the department. And I think maybe a lot of the departments aren't willing to spend the money that they have, that they need for something else in their department, to get a bid on something. And I don't know if there's a solution to that, but I just wanted to make sure all of you knew that that was happening to the departments, because I can see this, we've cut the departments down a lot, and it does, depends on how extensive the bid is, how much they would have to take out of their budget to go out for the bid process. I thought that was interesting to find that out, and I just wanted to make you aware that I don't know that there's anything you could do in the upcoming budget, but it does make a difference to the departments big time when they have to go out for bids, because it's going to cost them just for the bidding process. So, that's all.
Thank you.
What kind of cost, Susie, would it be to the department?
I don't know, but I asked Keith I asked Keith why, they have a limit that they can go to. And a lot of them just go ahead and will renew a contract rather than going out for bids. And I asked him if that was because there was a cost. He said, each department does have to pay purchasing, or a portion of the bidding process has to be assumed by the department that asked for that. I don't know. I got the impression that it depended on how big the bid was, or how complicated it was for them to put it out to bids and come up with a description of what they were going to buy. So, for example, with the tractor or the compactor out of the wastewater, to come up with a bid for something that big and that expensive and requiring that much attention by purchasing, it could really be detrimental to a department to actually go out for bids. So that's why I was concerned with that.
Right, perhaps Heath could bring us some information and explain to us what it is, where the cost is on this.
Mr. Snyder's on the.
No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, well, I thought you were going to try to answer that.
It wasn't really a question, I just wanted to know that, I thought that was such a
Well,
hard thing for the departments.
I believe what we're really talking about is allocation of administrative overhead.
Maybe.
I think that's it, that they don't get charged that as such, they get allocated, all of the departments get allocated a portion of the administrative overhead. That's part of the budgeting process. And I suspect that's what you're talking about.
And that could be, I asked him if there was a fee that they had to pay, and he said yes. So that.
Well, but it's not a fee.
No.
It's not a fee, it's just,
comes off their-
it comes off of their allocated portion of the budget.
Okay.
They don't,
I can answer this.
yeah, they don't physically, there's no physical transfer of cash. The sheriff gets allocated a portion of it. CMH gets allocated.
There's no de-incentive to
Oh,
go out for
okay,
bid.
okay, that's what I was afraid
Yeah,
of.
that's, I
Was
think,
it was,
yeah, there's no de-incentive. If something needs to go out for bid, we put it out for
Okay.
bid. We're gonna get charged that administrative overhead, our part of the allocation, regardless if we request that bid or not. So it's not like we wanna put something out, there's a fee associated. It doesn't work
okay.
like that.
He made it sound like it costs the departments, and I was concerned
Well,
that.
it does in an indirect way, but we,
I see.
You see what I'm
He
saying?
doesn't say, okay, now you owe,
No.
$2,500 to, okay.
Commissioner Jay.
Yeah, one thing is, I think if they use Minton, it's all set up, so it's all straight across the board. When you actually have it put in the paper, now it's an extra. So then you get into a different realm, is where I think maybe that is coming in between her and what they're saying, so maybe that's where the problem is.
We're paying for Minton too, so.
Well, certainly, but it's
Any
gonna
advertising you're
cost
gonna pay
someone a
for.
lot of extra if we start going through the paper. It is really gonna be very tough to start putting this stuff back in the paper.
Anyone else?
They gave a really good explanation of how to use Mitten at that thing. They did an excellent job.
Anyone else?
Motion adjourned.
Second. We are adjourned.
okay.